sex offenders, very clean. Let that sink in. There's another part of that story. But they kept referring to him as nipple. They said because he's not big enough to be...
Basford is a man, by his own admissions, had a very high...
No. He is only 7th generation French. But before any of that, roll intro. D'accord. Bon appétit! Bon appétit, tous les poules! Good morning. From Département 16, La Charente, the northernmost tip of the southwest of France. Anyway, I'm hoping that you can hear me. I've got the microphone on. So, Lisa and I are going to be moving the horses down. They've been up here for 2 days because the weather has just been absolutely awful. So we're going to move them down to their field. Anyway, I just wanted to thank you all very much for all of your comments yesterday. There were loads of them, absolutely loads of them. And I love comments. And a lot of people trying to explain the difference between an expat and an immigrant. And I'm still none the wiser. So I'm going to Google it later. But some people's opinions were just polar opposites. You know, so some people think that an expat is somebody that that is only temporarily in the country. Some people think that an expat is somebody that is self-funding, that doesn't rely on the state. And other people think that an immigrant is somebody that relies on the state. One person, who's since been blocked, wrote a rather racist comment, saying that the difference between an expat and an immigrant is the colour of their skin. Now, I find that particularly offensive, so that person's been blocked. So if you're watching this, you can't comment. Go away. Anyway, we're going to speed this up and I'll have another chat. No doubt, this video is going out on Monday, Saturday today. So we'll obviously be doing a chop and a chat. And if this weather holds up, I'm going to put that bike together. And I'm also going to try out those weights as well. So loads going on. But yeah, it does seem that the chop and a chat does seem to go down well. As my mum says, all I'm doing is just chopping wood and rabbiting on. And so, and that's it. Look, puss puss. You don't like the wet, do you? Yo. Right. So let's speed this up with some horsey music. I'll speak to you in a bit. I don't know whether you can still hear me. We found a random crisp packet in the field down below. Mental cat. It's like a dog. He followed us all the way down, all the way back up again. Anyway, whatever next is, let's do that.
Apologies about the light. I should have turned it on. Right, but I've got Google out. And obviously Google is like the Bible of knowledge. But an expat. An expat or expatriate is simply defined as a person who lives outside their native country. Similarly, an immigrant is a person who comes to live permanently in a foreign country. Only one distinction is made here. Immigrants intend to stay in their new country indefinitely. Whether expats do or not is unclear. It makes us immigrants then, doesn't it? Yeah, certainly me. Anyway. I think it's time for a chop and chat.
Can you hear me? Right. Just want to give a special shout out to Jane from Frugal Queen in France. Because last April, we bought a kerosene heater as like a backup, so that we didn't have to always put the fire on in the winter. You know, so if you wanted to heat the room up quickly, we would use the kerosene heater. Anyway, fast forward through to November last year, we tried to use it, and an error message kept coming on E17. You know, the pop group from the 90s, which basically meant that it was detecting carbon monoxide. So we took it back to the shop, and as I've explained before, customer service here in France is not top priority. So what happens is you take the items back to these places, especially if it's like a bric-a-marché, which I believe is what is it? It's a I can't remember what it is. It'll come to me. A franchise, I believe it is, and so they will send the item that is supposedly defective back to the manufacturer. There, the cat. Didn't take them long. And so I thought there was going to be like a quick turnaround. It was only until Jane, and I think a few other people have said it as well, is that I won't see it until May next year. And so you're talking November now, and it's now halfway through January nearly. And so we went there yesterday, and I asked the general manager where it was. It was still in the shop. They'd not sent it off. He'd pretended he had, but he hadn't. Anyway, so he was embarrassed by the fact that it had not been sent off, so he gave us a brand new one, and that now works, and it's absolutely fantastic. Anyway, I'm going to handle some of Pascal's wood, and let's get chopping. I'm going to tell you a story, and then you can let me know in the comments whether you still want to hear these stories, because I've run out of things to say. So let's speed this up. These are knotty as hell. So we'll soon find out. Right, so the story is, it's not really funny, it's a bit of a ooh. But for those of you that are new to the channel, I was a police officer, I was a detective inspector, and I did 27 years. And one of the many investigations that I was involved in, I was the senior investigating officer for an allegation of child sex offences. And the suspect, a now convicted person, was an ex-Metropolitan Police officer who was a detective chief superintendent, so pretty high up. So he'd retired from the police and went and opened his own scuba diving company targeting children, which is fine if you're not going to abuse them. And he'd been doing that for many years, and then there was a whistleblower, and then a load of others came forward, and the team did an amazing investigation, and at the point that he was charged, we applied for him to be remanded in custody. So he was remanded in custody at H&P Lewis, and I'll keep that one as it is. H&P Lewis. Anyway, I received some intelligence to suggest that there was a threat to his life. Now, there was no way that I wanted him to have been killed in prison before he stood trial, because his victims needed to have a voice. I didn't give a shit what happened to him afterwards, because he was a horrible individual. Nasty, narcissistic, horrible individual. Anyway, I met with the prison governor because I wanted to share the intelligence with him. That's not going to chop. And I've been to prison loads of times as a detective, but only got really as far as the reception gates, you know, to pick up a prisoner for a day release, for a further interview and stuff like that. That's not going to chop either. Anyway, I'll come a bit closer. I met with the governor, and he asked me whether I wanted to go onto the wing, because he was on the VP wing, the vulnerable person wing. You know, so if the the rapists, the child sex offenders, convicted police officers, convicted prison officers, and the like. So it's a special wing just for them. And he asked me whether I wanted to go up there. And I was super excited. I went, yeah, of course I do, of course I do. He goes, it's fine. They're on lockdown for dinner, for lunch. And so he took me up there. And this wing was exactly as you would see on the TV. But a bit smaller. But it was immaculate. Immaculately clean. Immaculately clean. And I said to the prison governor, I said, listen, I said, right, I'm ex-military, so I know standards of cleanliness. And I said, this is military standards of cleanliness. And he said to me, he goes, no, he goes, yes, so the prisoners are all responsible for cleaning the wings. He goes, the rest of the prisoners are an absolute shithole. But he said to me, and this is what he did, he came close, he went, sex offenders, very clean. Let that sink in. Right. I've been wanting to tell that story for ages. I've got loads of stories, and my kids reckon I should write a book. But yeah, if you're interested in stories like that, let me know. And I'm pretty sure I can dig around and get some other perfectly non-child sex offence related stories. Anyway, so what the next is? Let's do that. Right, sorry. There's another part of that story. So, this man, I was going to call him gent, had many court appearances. And at one particular hearing, there were these two gents that were like hanging around the courtroom, and they kept looking over at me. And they eventually came over and asked me whether I was the SIO, and I said yes, I was. Asked them who they were, and they said, yeah, that they used to work for this particular person. And I thought, oh, here we go, supporters. And probably people of a like mind. But I was wrong. They were saying that that they'd worked with him for many years, and he was a horrible, horrible, toxic leader. And he wasn't very nice. And this person was a very small man. I think he was about 5'4", 5'5", so particularly small. But they kept referring to him as Nipple. And I let the first one slide, and then the second one, and then as they were talking amongst themselves, they kept referring to him as Nipple. And I said, why do you keep calling him Nipple? They said, because he's not big enough to be a tit. Sorry. Right, whatever's next.
Hello, good evening. A former Metropolitan Police Chief has been sentenced to life in prison for raping and sexually abusing children and teenagers that he taught to scuba dive at his homes in Caterham and Crowborough. 64-year-old Philip Gaisford was convicted this afternoon at Lewis Crown Court of 2 counts of rape, 17 counts of sexual assault, and of possessing indecent images of children. The judge told Gaisford that his fall from grace was spectacular but deserved, saying that one victim had effectively been his sex slave for 4 years. Fiona Irving was in court.
He saw himself as a father figure. The children and teenagers he abused, he called his surrogate sons and daughters. For years, Philip Gaisford sexually abused students he was teaching to scuba dive.
Gaisford is a man by his own admissions, had a very high sex drive. He needed to satisfy his sexual urges. He would target young boys and young girls. He would ply them with drink, he would ply them with gifts, he would take them away on holiday, making it very difficult for them to come forward to us because he had some sort of hold over them.
Gaisford will be at least 76 years old before he's released.
Right, so we are in Le Magasin. So, I need some stuff.
I got some stuff in there this way.
Okay, but what's here? What can I buy? What's this?
This is my, this is your drink.
It's a drink, is it?
Yeah.
What's drink in French?
I don't know.
Do you know what it is? Boisson?
What?
Bois is to drink. Oh, bois is also wood. Boisson? Have we got it right? Okay, I'll have a drink. And what else have we got?
We've got peanut butter.
Ah, what's peanut butter in French?
Then I need to do corn. Need to do this first.
What's this one?
This is for the blueberries.
Oh, for the blueberries. What's it called?
I need to make blueberries.
What's it called, Robbie?
Beans.
In French. So read it out.
Haricot rouge.
Haricot rouge.
Which
C'est ça?
is red beans.
Red beans.
Right, so this is a Hitway foldable bike, and it was gifted to us for free, so that we could review it. I've never had a foldable bike before, so I'm pretty excited about this. It's cost effective, I've been told, and it's got 20-inch fat tyres, and Robbie and I are going to be putting this together. We'll do this bit on a hurry up. So this comes with a decent set of Allen keys and a bike lock as well. A lot of reflective stuff and cable ties. Anyway, probably been doing this for about 10 minutes now. Let's keep it sped up. So here we have it. It took me a bit longer to put it together because I'm not very good with instructions. So I had to follow somebody else's YouTube channel to put it together. But it's all together now. And we are ready to give it a go. So it'll go 15 miles an hour or 25 kilometers an hour. And it will do a range of 35 kilometers up to 90 kilometers, depending on how heavy you are. The maximum weight for this bike is 120 kilograms. So yeah, I've got nothing to judge this against. So if anybody else wants to send me another type of e-bike, quite prepared to do that too. But yeah, so based on no experience, let's give it a go. So there we have it, my first proper go on an e-bike. So what did I think? Positives. Well, it's affordable. I think it comes in around about 700 euros, reduced from 1,000, but I will put all the details in the description, as well as a link to the to this bike on Amazon. It's got big fat chunky tyres. It's got a decent battery that takes between 5 and 6 hours to fully charge. It's got a nice little display screen there where you can change it from first, second or third depending on how fast you actually want to go with the assisted pedalling. And it was fairly simple to put together despite my initial issues with it. Another pro is that it's got a side stand. A con is that it's got a side stand. And the reason why I say that is I'm a motorbike rider, and there is a safety facility within motorbikes where if you have the side stand down and you try to engage gear, then the engine will cut out. Now, and it was my fault. I had the side stand down during one of the legs of the journey, and I was wondering what the scraping sound was, and it was the bike trying to throw me off because the side stand was down. So there should be some sort of safety feature there, I would say. The bike is heavy. It's a heavy bike, and you still need to work. You know, this isn't a free ride. You know, you're not going to get up the hill without a sweat. You're still going to get a sweat on. It'll just be an easier ride. I'm pretty sure that there are other bikes out there that are probably twice the cost that'll take you up there for energy free. So, a link in the description. Yeah, go and take a look. Thank you. Right, let's do this. Now, I do pyramid sets. And so what pyramid sets are is you do a set of 15, set of 12, set of 10, set of 8, a set of 6. And your set of 6 is meant to be 80% of your 1 rep maximum. Now on these, just say for argument's sake, these go up to 41 kilos each, which is round about 80% of my 1 RM, give or take. So I should be finishing on 41. And I should be starting on, I think, 32. I've just had a bit go before, and I'm going to start on 18. That's how much I've lost within the last 15 months. So let's give this a go. I'll see you tomorrow. Good Sunday morning. The sun's out. It's a bit cold. So a few weeks ago, I did a French accent. I also showed a clip of the TV show Hello Hello. Normally I'd put another clip on, but I got a copyright strike, so I'm not going to do that. But it seems as though that some of you like to be doing the French accent. Like Didier Lacroix, who's French. He's 7th generation French. And he says, can I do it more often? And he said that to use his name as a disclaimer. As a disclaimer, if you didn't hear, where the hens is laying. To do it again. Right, I don't feel comfortable doing it. But I know somebody who does. I'm going to introduce you to Jean-Pierre. Jean-Pierre? No, come on. Don't be shy. Okay, but I'm not in favour of mocking the French. You're not. We've had permission from Didier Lacroix, and he's French. I know Didier. He is only 7th generation French. He is fake French, unless he can date his ancestry back to the loin of Napoleon himself. He is a fake French. That's very specific, Jean-Pierre, and very untrue. Anyway, what's in your glass? Sacre bleu. It is red wine. Bit early, innit? What do you mean? It is 10 a.m. on a Sunday and the sun is shining. It is the right time to be drinking the blood from our beautiful country. Okay? Anyway, I have a question for you. Go on. Do you think it's a good idea for you to be doing this sketch? Probably not. Then I will bid you farewell and I will continue with my day drinking this beautiful wine. Roast beef. Au revoir. Right, Didier, that was just for you. And anyone else that likes that sort of stuff. Anyway, I actually got my old United Nations beret out of the cupboard to do that. I actually can't find my proper regimental one. So I had to go for the one that I wore when I was in Bosnia. Just about fits. Anyway, whatever next is, it's probably not much because this video is dragging on. Let's do that.
It's a good afternoon. I'm in the middle of editing the video for tomorrow. And it's been brought to my attention on a few occasions, most recently by a YouTube channel named Kimber Oates, that I missed out on a Kenneth Williams moment in the video that went out Friday. So let me put that right now.
And I'm speaking my French to you're the gent that runs it, who appears Asian, but he speaks French. And I'm asking places. I'm asking.
You good old Arnie. I think he was on his tiptoes. You shouldn't hear him. You shouldn't hear him coming. Anyway, people. Cue slow-mo. On y va. Bonjour. I've just come back and Robbie just said to me, how come it took you so long in the bins? And it's not because of the amount of bottles, it's because, though there were a lot, it's because that hyperlapse shot that I did driving to the bins, I didn't press record the first time. So I had to empty the bins, drive back home, and then drive back to the bins again with a hyperlapse on record. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, and it now lasts for 2 years.
Illegal, but this video is for entertainment only. Representation of our own personal views, nothing more.
So good morning from our bathroom. You've not been in there for a while. That clip that I put on at the end of yesterday was us watching Frenchman trumpet, which is sorry, I'm getting distracted by Lisa in a YouTube costume. Frenchman trumpet, which is a channel brought together by Andy from AJ in France and Colin from French Country Live. Both links in the description, if I can remember. And they talk about mostly all things French. So if you're French and you want to hear a couple of blokes talk about their experience of living in France, you then go on to Frenchman trumpet. Anyway, the reason why I brought you in, and I wasn't going to film this part because this video is already 27 minutes long and it's too long for one of my videos, but I thought, sod it. I'm going to do it anyway. If you don't want to watch it, you can either stop it now, or you can skip forward to the end. But so this is our bathroom. It is big. It used to be in 3 bits. So where you can see, so up to here, I'm not sure where you can see it. If I lean down, maybe the camera will follow. I can't see, my eyes are not that good. This part is the bathroom. This part was like some sort of weird like hallway that links that side of the house to that side of the house. And then, I don't know whether you can see up there, where the shower is, used to be a toilet. So we knocked all the walls down. Colin, who I've just mentioned, me and him got involved in some serious edging around. Anyway, so why are you wearing your hat?
Because I can't be asked to take it off because I'm going outside again in a
You're
minute.
cold.
So.
This awkwardness is staying in, isn't it? Anyway, right. So we are going to be painting that wall there. In what colour?
Green.
In green. To go with the rest of the bathroom. So.
Well, it actually doesn't. It's just a number of different greens in here. But it will come together in the end. What?
You look at me as though you're going to kiss me, but you don't.
Jean-Luc's leaning on me.
Anyway, right.
I need sandpaper.
Okay. I think I told you where it is.
You do that because I'm going to be painting.
No, because you can't paint until it's sanded down.
Exactly.
So it's in the
grab me
far
the
left
sandpaper.
of the workshop.
Merci.
Okay.
Oh, I don't like that.
That's it for today's video. I'm not going to film the rest of cutting in. If watching people paint isn't boring enough, you don't be watching people cutting in. Anyway, so there's been lots in this video today. We've had a bike review. We've done some painting. You've met Jean-Pierre. You're not going to zoom in on that, don't you? And I want to know, is sometimes less more? Should that be it for Jean-Pierre? Or should he appear more? And if he does appear more, he needs a character, doesn't he? How old is he? Well, he's going to be my age. But where's he from? Whereabouts in France is he from? What does he do for a living? Why is he angry all the time? Why does he not like the roast beef? And will he get better? Will he start liking English a little bit more? And will he talk to us in beautiful fluent French? I don't know. You let me know in the comments whether you want to see Jean-Pierre, or what's his last name? Oh, good. It could be Jean-Pierre Lacroix.
Or after your mate.
Yeah, did you? Anyway, do you see ladies after 3? 1, 2, 3. Laters! Oh, right, yeah. Are you doing it on purpose?
1, 2, 3.
Laters! Again, more than 1, 2, 3. Laters. I did it on purpose, so laters.
Right, so there we have it. My first proper ride on an e-bike. Positives. It's a bike. Go. Positives.
Alexa, what's coffee bean 100 in Welsh?
Coffee bean 100 in Welsh is